Okay, I'm back. And I just realized that I'm hoping it's picked up enough, but there's the sound, the very faintest sound of like the creaking kind of a boat in the background. And this whole time I thought it was sounds from my building because that sounds exactly like I guess it's the water pipes or whatever in this building whenever somebody uses the water. So I was like, oh my god, why every time I come into this game, it's like there's that creaking noise. But anyway, yeah, I guess we're just continuing on this line because there's no other paths. Um,
Chances are he was killed the same way the ninth man was.
right. I think we've been through this part already.
It's pretty straightforward. Not that hard to figure out how they did it. First, the killers got Snake to authenticate on the red to open door 3.
Yeah, this is just gonna be talking about people killing him. But we already know that that's not Snake. So. Also, hold on just 1 second here. Just 1 second. They said... Oh, gosh. I hope I'm getting this. They said, Clover said that Snake's left arm was, a false arm, right? And that's why there couldn't be a bone in it. I'm pretty sure she said the left arm. But his bracelet is on that arm. He wouldn't have a pulse. So, would you not be able to just take off the bracelet? I'm a little confused by that. Is that plot relevant, or is this just... There's gotta be something with that. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
9 seconds for the door to shut. Once that door shut, it was all over for Snake. He probably knew it wouldn't do him any good, but it was a small chance, but it wasn't like he had anything to lose. Unfortunately, it didn't work.
Poor Snake, not Snake.
The detonator is only deactivated
Since
if
this didn't
everybody,
happen to
Snake
him.
was the... And then...
Alright.
That,
We know all this stuff.
You need at least, it wouldn't open for...
Yeah.
I don't know when it starts changing.
Otherwise, we'll end up ensnared by Zero's manipulations.
Then does that mean that the person who killed Snake...
Yes. Almost certainly Zero himself.
Alright, we've done this too. Ba-ba-ba. Was Zero still on the ship with them? Of course. Oops. Of course he was. That was obvious. Zero was somewhere on the ship, but Junpei had no idea where. Junpei mumbled to himself, lost in thought.
Where could Zero be hiding?
Among you. I don't know. I'm still confused about that ending that I got. It's like, I'm Santa at the end. I still don't know if that meant, if that insinuated that Santa was Zero. I seriously, I don't know. Suddenly everyone went very quiet. The silence was cold and clammy, and Junpei could feel it crawling across his back around his throat. Again, he heard the ghosting moaning noise. Ghostly moaning noise? And moments later, a person who looked more like a ghost than a human appeared. It was Clover. She looked at the floor as she spoke, and her voice was a cold monotone.
I think Zero is one of us.
Dun dun dun! Yeah. I bet it's June. Even though there's like nothing saying that. Every human body in the room froze. It's such a weird, not every person. The only sound was the muffled rustling of breath. I didn't realize breath could rustle. Eyes darted from face to face. One of those faces was the face of their jailer. One of those faces was a face. But who? Was he one of them? That's crazy!
That's crazy. Isn't the ship going to sink in a few hours? If Zero was here with us, he'd be putting himself in danger.
By the way, I'm just choosing the options that I haven't chosen before because like I want to get all the different
Why the hell would he do something
dialogue
like
options and stuff.
that? There's no motive.
Clover looked up at Junpei and her face fell.
Don't believe me.
Well, it's not about believing someone for that. Her eyes were so pitiful. The moment Junpei's met them, he felt his heart tighten. He didn't think what he said was wrong, but perhaps the way he'd said it had been. He'd been too insensitive. Clover had just lost her brother. His death would have been bad enough, but she's also seen the blasted wreck of his body. Junpei barely knew him, and the sight had been enough to make him sick. What Clover had felt, he couldn't begin to imagine. In the mental state she must be in, it was understandable that she would look at those around her with suspicion. She felt everyone was against her. The least Junpei could have done was try to understand what she was feeling. He felt ashamed of what he said. Perhaps he thought I should apologize. But before that apology could begin...
Clover, I understand what you're feeling. You don't feel that you can trust any of us.
Ace had beaten Junpei to the punch. As he spoke to Clover, his face was calm and friendly.
But you have to understand. The more we distrust one another, the further we fall into our true foe's trap. Zero was the one who did those horrible things to your brother. Do you want to let yourself be manipulated by someone who would do such a horrible thing?
Clover didn't answer. She didn't even look at Ace. The whole time, her eyes were on Junpei. He could feel Clover's eyes boring into him. They were the color of a deep winter lake. Junpei saw no suspicion in them, only sadness. Oh, now I feel bad. It's just, I was like the one person she trusted, and I just like shut her down. Then in that horrible silence, the bell tolls. They heard a bell begin to ring. It was the clock at the central staircase.
It's 3 in the morning.
That means we have 3 hours left.
Then we need to move now. 7. Clover, I know how you feel, but you do understand that right now it's important we trust one another, don't you?
7 and Clover remained silent. Their eyes were looking at something somewhere else, very far away.
We must go. We have very little time left.
Ace's words put their feet to moving. They all knew where they were going.
Our next destination is Mercury.
Right, okay. Are we at a new point yet?
Here we go.
I want to see if we're at a new point. Dang it, we're still there. Okay. So they stood in front of the elevators, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, that's the.
Yeah, I found.
Oh, I see.
I assume things will start changing once we,
Now
like,
we can go.
go here.
Looks like there's only 2 floor buttons working.
C and bottom.
Time to head down then.
The door closed. Slowly, they began to move downward. Dun, dun, dun. Right.
This is a numbered door.
Wait, did this happen? This didn't happen last time. We didn't all go down here the last time. We'd like split up and found that other door, right? so this isn't completely the same. Man, boy do I love those big trucks going by my apartment all the time. Anytime I record, it's always the noise. They always come when I record.
Yeah, it's door 2.
Immediately, they begin to discuss who would go through it. Ah, I see. That's why there's only like one path, because we don't go up to, or I think it was up to see that there's, what was it, door 6?
So who should go through the door this time?
Well, it's gonna be me. Does that mean I'll have to do the same puzzle, like, twice?
We don't need to be discussing who we're leaving behind this time, right?
Right. It's set up so we'll be able to meet up again once we get through the numbered doors.
Then there's no need for arguments at this point.
We should figure out who's going in first.
I'll probably, will I
Very
get,
well. Would anyone like to volunteer?
I mean, I will.
I'll do it.
The first to speak up was
I'll go
7.
too.
Yeah.
Then I suppose I need to go too then.
So I don't get to choose. Which I would have assumed that because there's only one path. Then I suppose oh, okay. Junpei followed suit, which meant Lotus was by default the 3rd member. 2. Alright.
All right, we're taking off.
Okay, please be careful.
Jesus. You two are acting like you're married, you know that?
Oh,
June blushed. So did Junpei.
Don't be silly. Cut it out.
Perhaps in an attempt to hide his emotions, he quickly turned away to pull the lever on the red. The door opened. As they'd come to expect, there appeared to be a short hallway on the other side.
All right, let's go.
Lotus was the first to go through the door.
Let's do this.
7 was next, and Junpei brought up the rear.
Where the hell is it this time?
You
I don't see it!
okay.
There it is. It's
Fortunately, it took them only moments to find the dead. It had been placed just inside the room next to the numbered door. They gathered around it and quickly scanned each of their bracelets.
it stopped.
Yeah, it stopped.
Junpei could feel his heart pounding against the inside of his ribs. 7 and Lotus were breathing hard and fast.
Man, I'll never get used to that.
I'm not sure it's something I'd want to get used to. We should finish this game before imminent death becomes a normal thing.
Damn right.
All right.
Junpei looked around again.
This hallway's pretty short, but it's got 5 doors. 3 on the left, and only 1 on the right.
Don't forget the last one at the end of the hall.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Junpei, that's only 4.
But it's got a metal plate over it, so I doubt we're gonna get anywhere that way.
After taking a look around the room himself, 7 spoke.
All right, let's get started. I think we'd probably better split up. You two okay with that?
Yes, no problem.
Sure thing.
Then I'll take this first one.
I want the middle one. 7 nodded to them and stepped into the room closest to him.
I'll try the one next to it.
No! At last, Junpei was left
Well,
alone.
I guess I'd better get started too.
He looked intently at the remaining 3 doors. Oh, right. I guess I get to go anywhere.
I get to go anywhere. I'm special.
How come it doesn't show our eyes? Didn't it used to show, like, our eyes being all, like, ta-da, whenever that showed up? Well... Emergence? There are a bunch of tiles on the door that spell out emergence. Emergence. Oh my god, 1 second. need a drink. Ugh. Maybe it means we need to emerge out of here. Okay, I was thinking it was supposed to say emergency and the Y fell off. Okay. Gotcha, so I guess I'm down here then. Cool, I was gonna say it looked like a prison. These look like prison cells. It's a sink, but there's no light shining on it. It's hard to be sure because it's so dark in here, but I don't think there's anything going on with this sink. The faucet is too hard to turn. The mirror seems really high. In fact, it's so high that it's kind of hard to see your reflection in it. Okey-doke. Was there a light switch or anything around here? Nope. I can just barely see a mirror from the light coming through the ceiling. There's a light coming through the ceiling. Sure would be nice if that mirror was a little lower down. Looks like it's the same height as the mirror on the right. Wonder if that means anything. Oh, do we gotta reflect some light? I can just barely make out the string for the toilet, but I can get a hold of it. Damn it. It kind of pissed me off that I can't see, that I can see it, but I can't touch it. Oh, he can't reach it? Huh? Doesn't matter how many times I pull it, there's no flush. Okay. I kind of feel like an idiot. I wasted a bunch of time because I was determined to flush a toilet. That toilet paper looks dirty. Still white enough for me to know what it is, even in the dark. There's nothing out of the ordinary about it. 14 equals E. Isn't that... This is still hexadecimal stuff. I'll make a note of it anyway. Even though I know. What is this? 14 equals E. Probably means a 14 somewhere represents an E, but I don't know what 14 would be. Looks like a dirty toilet, but it's too dark to tell. Alright. It's a blanket. Not a really great one, but still. Light's barely enough to see by. I feel like I'm gonna see a ghost here or something. Anything? Interesting. You're not gonna pull back the bedding there or anything? God damn it, no matter how hard I pull on this damn thing, it won't budge. Guess I won't be opening this thing anytime soon. It doesn't look like it's got a keyhole, and there doesn't seem to be anything stopping it. How the hell am I supposed to open it? Desk is old and rusty. I assume that was it there. What the? Somebody made some wavy blue lines on the mirror with blue paint. Is that a drawing of a blue scarf? No, maybe not. To me it looks like water. What? This drain is kind of a weird shape for a drain. Do you think they made it that shape for a reason or just for fun? There's no knob on this faucet. There's no way I can get water out of it like this. If we can find a knob or something that'll work as one, then we should be able to get water to come out of this thing. Okay. Blue line. It is water. Towel. Well, it looks like a towel. I have to wonder if the design means anything, though. Maybe you should consider what the design might be. Perhaps it'll give us a hint? Water. I assume we gotta do something about the water. If I tried to sleep in here, my skin would dry out in no time. It's It's not like you're that young anymore. That shouldn't really matter. My, Junpei, aren't you lucky? It seems you'll die before you have a chance to grow old and hideous. I'm sorry. You're right. Dry skin is a woman's worst enemy. Sure. Oh yeah, there's more light in this room. Paper seems to be pretty old. Ew, how the hell can you touch that? It's horrible. Well, it's not like I really got a choice, do I? It's not like I want to. A moon. A moon? What a filthy, disgusting moon. Yeah, it's pretty filthy, but it's a precious hint. A precious hint. Let's remember it, alright? Okay.
I'll draw a little moon in my little notebook so I remember.
Picture of a moon. Oops, I did not mean to do that. This toilet is disgusting. Don't expect me to touch that thing, do you? If you don't want to, then I'll do it, alright? It's just hanging from the wall. Well, if we're pulling the string, then it might be a toilet that flushes. What? The string hanging from the ceiling. You pull it to flush the toilet. Oh, okay. Oh, on the towel. On the towel, it looks like there is water flowing from a river to the spring. Do you think that means we need to make water flow from here? Obviously, we need to turn on the sink. I gotcha. Oh, there's a faucet-looking thing here. There's nothing in the drawer. Yeah. Something's not right, though. That handle on the drawer doesn't really fit, you know? It just looks messy. Why don't you take it out? Okay. What? Oh, I'm gonna have to, like, get something to take it off, I assume. So there's a mirror on the other side of this drawer. Interesting. There's a mirror? It's kind of an odd shape, and it looks like someone attached the handle with a screw after the fact. Oh, weird. So we're probably gonna need to use this to reflect the light in that other room. To hit a mirror or something. Just a guess. I guess I should, like, click on stuff. I got the drawer out, nothing happened. Of course. There's no way you could hide a puzzle in something that small. Not true. Yeah, I know, still. Seems like they might try to... Huh? What's that? It looks like there's something. Huh? It looks like there's something in there. Damn, no dice. Doesn't matter what angle I got at it from. I can't see anything in there. What? Chair for prisoners. Rusty, I don't think it's gonna be a lot of help. Isn't that obvious? Look, I don't want to touch anything unless I have to. Lotus is not having this. Does she really not want to be in this room that bad? They made it sound like there was something in here. Well, I'll continue on with the rooms. Hey. That picture on the mirror, there's one in the next room too. Maybe I should see how that one relates to the towel. Maybe that'll help. Hell, it's not like I can make this situation any worse. Do you want me to examine the towel again? That towel. I've seen that design somewhere before. It's not exactly the same, but obviously. Huh, looks like the water doesn't work. Doesn't matter how much 7 turns that thing, no water comes out. Has the water been shut off from somewhere else? There's a little tile in the drain. Doesn't look like we're gonna be able to pull it out of here. Might have to use our heads on this one. Alright, let's figure this thing out. That's a weird looking thing. Actually, could I not? Oh, right, I just, like, literally just did that. There's a partition here. Maybe it's for privacy? There's a dirty blanket on the bed. Let me actually click the bed. Man, this is a mess. It's not even a bed anymore. Can't say I'd want to sleep there. Oh, there's no toilet paper here. Toilet paper tube, huh? Seriously doubt I'm gonna need this for anything. Let's take it anyway. Well, this part is thinner than the rest. In fact, it doesn't really look like it's part of the rest of the thing. Is this a screwdriver? There's like things on the end. This rod feels loose. Maybe if I give it a couple turns. There we go. Yep. What? Fine. Looks like the rod comes out easily enough, but I don't think the rest of that's going anywhere. A sun. I don't know why I'm drawing these, but I'm drawing them anyway, just in case. A symbol on a toilet, huh? Seems a little fishy to me. It's a sun symbol, but it doesn't look like the ones on the doors. Damn, this toilet's pretty nasty to begin with, but the inside's even worse. Honestly, I'm amazed you could bring yourself to touch it. Ha! There's way nastier stuff out there in the world than a gross toilet. You're a real deep thinker, aren't you? Okay. Hey, this handle's pretty loose. Loose? You think it'll come off if you pull on it? Oh. Fell off. Huh. Look at this. That handle doesn't really fit onto the string. Maybe it wasn't meant to be attached to it. Take a look at this handle. The inside of the hole's threaded. Like you're supposed to screw something there. Probably goes on the end of the screwdriver thing. We seen anything that might fit there? So if I just stick this metal rod onto the handle. Yeah, and then we can use it to probably do this. If you use this screwdriver on the screw in the center of the handle, maybe I can... Ta-da! So now... Oh, I should check these things. Oh. What the hell? It's not opening. Something up with this drawer. I don't trust it. This is an untrustworthy drawer. I thought there was gonna be like a weird mini game where you have to unscrew the screw. Sweet, got the screws off. Now we can open the drawer. Oh, did you get both? Good. There's nothing in here. Well, maybe the drawer is what we need. The drawer, huh? Alright, let's yank the thing out. Stuff on the back of it. Did this one have anything on the back? No. Okay. There's a bump on the back. I wonder what it's for. Maybe there's a hole somewhere and these bumps line up with it and trigger a hidden switch or something. Hey, we've seen weirder stuff. Doesn't seem that far-fetched. Well, it's not square like the faucet, though I doubt this would even fit in the faucet, or the sink. I suppose I should have actually clicked on the desk too. Already took the drawer from the desk. Okay, bye. Oh, I didn't click on the I didn't click on the this chair's pretty old. Someone sat on it, probably break. Huh? You say something? Nothing at all. Alright. Let's go back to this first room, I think. The mirror's hanging the same height as the one on the right. Actually, hold on, let's not go. Or drawer that doesn't open, I wonder if it's part of the puzzle. Okay, let's go to the middle one, because I think I know what I'm supposed to do here. Sweet, the handle I got off the drawer fits into the faucet perfectly. Now I can turn the water on. Junpei, what are you doing? It's pretty obvious, isn't it? I'm running the water. I can see that. I'm asking you why you're just letting it run like that. Think about it, Lotus. This faucet didn't have a knob when we found it, right? What do you mean? Just watch. Anytime now. Hey, water's filling up. Doesn't that just mean the pipes are clogged? Whoops, let's turn it off for now. So, did anything change? The water stopped flowing. Thank you, Mr. Obvious. Ugh, Junpei, I'm leaving this one to you, alright? The sink is totally filled with water. Do I have anything that... Sink's totally filled with water. 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 I let the water pour in the sink with the river symbol over it, and it filled up. So, what happened over at the spring mirror? Oh, that little block probably popped out or something. Haha. Haha. Tile. So we've got this tile, and it's got these red, blue, and gray lines. What the heck does this stuff mean? Hell if I know. Well. 14. 14 equals E. I don't know. That doesn't really... Let me just make sure I don't need to combine this with anything. Okay. What? Hup. Junpei put the wet tile into his pocket. He was about to turn away when... there was a noise behind him. Oh. His face was rigid and pale. Droplets of sweat covered his forehead.
Hey, what's going on? Are you okay, man? You're sweating like crazy. Are you all right?
He was concerned. He'd never seen Seven like this before. Slowly, the other man lifted himself to his feet on shaky legs. Sit on the bed, my dear.
Yeah, I'm fine. Just got a little dizzy, that's all.
His face was pale and his breathing was heavy. Sweat was pouring off his face and staining his shirt.
That's definitely more than just a little dizzy. Are you sure? You don't look so good.
Seven didn't answer. Half of his face was twisted, as if distorted by extreme pain, and his eyes were glazed. Finally, he spoke.
What am I doing here?
Oh, dang. Is he having more memory stuff? His words made no sense.
What are you talking about? We opened the number 2 door and walked in here. Don't tell me you forgot.
No, that's not what I mean.
He shook his head several times, as if trying to clear something from it.
It ain't much, but I think some of my memories came back.
Sick.
I think I've been here before.
Dude, I think everybody has been here before, to be honest. I know Clover has, or she was at least at like a different spot, but Snake has, and it's assumed that Santa has as well.
Huh?
I said I've been in this room before.
You were here? When? Why?
Aoi, Light, Nona.
Is this gonna have something to do with like us being able to go back and do multiple choices? Is it gonna be like, oh, all these multiple choices actually happened because we did this multiple times? Even though I don't think that would quite make sense because a man died at the beginning. Suddenly, Seven was mumbling to himself. They were words Junpei didn't understand. Seven's hoarse voice trailed off, and Junpei couldn't make out what he said. What did he... Aoi, Light, Nona? Hey, Tina from Danganronpa.
What the hell was that?
Seven's brow furrowed furiously, and he ground his teeth back and forth.
It's right there. I feel like I'm this close to remembering everything, but I just can't.
Oh, are those people's names, maybe? Is he remembering people's names? Seven stopped, frustrated. He pulled his hat off and ran a hand through his hair. Then suddenly he looked up, eyes wide.
That's right, an experiment. There was some kind of experiment going on this ship.
Yeah.
An experiment? What sort of experiment?
They were trying to control people. Or something like that.
What the hell are you talking about?
Junpei didn't know what to make of Seven's story. Instead, he simply stared at as Seven continued.
Aoi, Light, and Nona. Those were their names. Well, some of them.
Okay,
The kids that
yeah.
were in the experiment, I mean. I think there were 4 or 5 more, but I don't remember all their names. Yeah, that's right. That's why I'm here.
Seven began to mumble to himself and wander aimlessly around the room. He looked confused. So far as Junpei could tell, the man was simply rambling, and there were odd twitches to his movements.
Experiment. Cradle Pharmaceuticals. Those
What?
kidnapped kids. Was I working that case?
Okay, yeah, I had a thought that Seven was some kind of investigator, because he said things before that kind of made me think he was like police or a detective or an inspector, investigator, or whatever. I can't remember exactly what he'd said, but I remember having that thought. I think he like said stuff about like prisoners or something, or he said like specific lingo or whatever that a cop or whatever would use. Seven continued to mumble to himself about things that meant nothing to Junpei.
Huh?
Junpei didn't have any answers for him, of course. He couldn't understand what was happening to Seven. All he could do was wait. After a few minutes, Seven finally stopped. So hey, if you've been in here before, could you solve the puzzle for us?
Wait, under this bed.
Oh, shoot. Maybe he is actually gonna... He crouched down and looked under the bed. His face registered mild surprise, and he began to mumble to himself again.
The hole's gone? No, maybe it was a different room.
Oh?
There's gotta be a ton of rooms on this boat that look just like this one.
At last, Junpei could contain himself
Hey,
no longer.
What exactly do you remember? Maybe you could stop talking like a crazy person and tell me what's going on here.
Seven stood up slowly.
Well, it's not like I really remember everything. I've only got bits and pieces, and they're scattered and don't make much sense.
I don't care. Tell me the bits and pieces then.
Junpei could feel it. Whatever Seven had remembered, it was important. Very important.
Okay!
Seven drew a large, muscled hand down across his face. As he wiped sweat from his brow, he spoke.
From what I can remember, I think I was a cop.
Yep.
A cop?
Yeah. I was looking for that group of kids that got kidnapped 9 years ago. You remember that, right? It was all over the news.
He's dressed more like a fisherman or something, though.
Yeah, I was still in school. I don't remember all the details, but I do remember some of it. I think it was a bunch of kids right around my age. They all just disappeared. Nobody knew why.
I'm sorry. I don't know. Where have these 16 boys and girls disappeared to? Are Danganronpa and 999 connected? Just the fact that there's exactly 16 and that's the amount of people that are always in Danganronpa. That's funny.
It was all over TV and the newspapers every day. So you're saying you were investigating it?
Yeah, that's what it looks like. I guess I found something. There was this medical company called Cradle Pharmaceuticals that had something to do with those kids. After I figured that out, I managed to get some information out of somebody who worked for them. I think it was...
Tonight, a ship is set to take the children to a large passenger liner docked offshore.
Yeah, that had to been it.
Why 16?
That's why I went to the wharf. From the shadows, I searched the harbor until I found the ship he was talking about.
If the children aren't there, are they like dead? Like what?
There was a bunch of movement near it.
Also, what the heck is this? Is this where he got his scars?
Men in black suits, many of them were carrying large bags.
Also, I just want to say, Seven, I don't know if wearing bright yellow on a like covert mission thing is maybe the best choice.
Bags. There was something about the way they moved as they were carried. No doubt about it. There were human beings in those bags. I moved before I realized it. I came out of hiding with my gun already in my hand.
Don't move.
I felt metal touch the back of my head.
Drop the gun.
I kept digging the cold metal thing into my skull. There was nothing I could do. Did what he said and laid my gun on the ground. Then suddenly, there was a sharp pain in my neck. A needle.
A drug?
That was my last thought. My face hit cold concrete. I was out like a light after that. I woke up on a hard floor. Damn it. Shit, my head hurts.
Oh, did he wake up in like this room?
Where
Yeah.
am I? A small, shabby bed, a dirty sink. A toilet with no privacy. I'd seen it countless times as a cop. I'm in a cell, huh? Facing the toilet was a door set into the wall. I was still pretty woozy, but I made my way over to it. I pushed and pulled on it, but
Is it just me or does he have a slightly different voice for like this part?
it won't open.
His memory is giving him a different speech, different voice.
Not like I expected much else. Would be dumb enough to put me in a cell and leave it unlocked. Threw myself against the door a few times, but it wouldn't budge. I knew it. I gave up and made my way back to the bed, and sat down. I sat there for a very, very long time. Who knows how long. Then, I heard a faint voice.
Oh shoot. Is that people discovering the 9 door?
The voice was far away. I couldn't understand what it was saying. But I could hear one. It was pretty high, probably a little kid. Huh? No, it was several. I hear 5, or 6, maybe more.
Could it be 9?
Where? Where are they coming from? I pressed my ear to the wall and tried to listen through it. No, that's not it. Left. It's coming from under the bed? I hauled on the metal frame and flipped the thing over. And there it was. The bed had hidden an air vent under it. The hole in the wall was covered by a metal grate.
Okay.
I dropped flat on the floor and peered through the grate.
When he said
Couldn't see
hole,
shit.
when he said there was a hole under the bed, I pictured like somebody tried to tunnel out through the floor or something, even though it's clearly like made of concrete or something.
But I knew it in my gut. This was where those voices were coming from. Hold up. Why are there kids here? But then what my inside man told me popped into my head.
Tonight, a ship is set to take the children to a large passenger liner docked offshore.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Am I on that ship? It didn't matter. All I knew was I had to get to those kids. I checked out the metal grate. Could I fit?
I don't know about that, but it's a video game, so
I
probably.
stuck my fingers in and grabbed it. And then...
Alright, Mr. Hulk, what the...
Yeah! How do you like that, you son of a bitch? I finally got the damn thing off. Sweat was dripping down my face, so I wiped it off and crawled inside.
You would not be able to fit in there. And I bet that's gonna be all you remember, because, of course. Junpei waited for Seven to resume his story. The longer he waited, however, the clearer it became that Seven had no intention of doing so. He'd gone silent and simply stared off into the air, his eyes blank.
Hey, what happened after that?
He waited long enough. But Seven shook his head.
I don't remember what happens after that.
Yeah.
I think I found some kind of door out of the duct. And I think I found some kids, too. Not good. Why can't I remember what happened next?
Ah, man, what happened to the kids, Seven?
Don't get so mad at him. He's trying his best to remember, dude.
Did you save them?
I don't know. I don't know if it was me. I've got this feeling. I think one of the kids died. A girl, I think.
Huh?
Didn't Clover say that? Oh yeah, she did. She was like, experiment 9 years ago happened on this ship, and I was part of one group that wasn't on the ship, and my brother was part of like that group on the ship, and he said that somebody died. So this is talking about the same thing. Deep in his heart, Junpei felt something very cold. Seven's head dropped, and Junpei saw on it a look of sadness, the likes of which he'd never seen on the man before. The large man's eyes blinked rapidly, as if he were fighting back tears, and he swallowed hard. His sigh was like the melancholy setting of an old, abandoned building. He shook his head and spoke.
Anyway, just please don't ask me anymore, okay?
But...
I really don't remember anything else.
Okay, well, if you don't remember, then that's fine. After that, Junpei could hardly try to focus on any answers at... What? Junpei could hardly try to force any answers out of the other man, not focus.
It's fine. Don't push yourself. Going by what he said?
Junpei left Seven to pull himself together and instead began thinking everything over.
The children who had been kidnapped 9 years before? Apparently, a company called Cradle Pharmaceuticals had been behind it all. They'd taken the children to the same ship we're on now. They'd been brought here for an experiment. Seven said it had something to do with controlling human beings. The 16 children who had been kidnapped were the subjects. Seven had said 3 of their names were Aoi, Light, and Nona.
I just don't understand. Shouldn't there be like 18? If there's like 2 separate things happening, because I imagine only 9 of them were on the ship, right? Because of the whole number 9 thing. And if that were the case, wouldn't there be like 18? Because 18 divided by 2 is 9. But anyway, it doesn't
I
matter.
think that's all I got. Oh, and Seven is, or was at some point, a cop. I can't really use any of this information anyway. I didn't learn anything about the Nonary game or Zero.
I mean, you learned that something happened here.
Why were we brought to the same ship where they'd done those experiments 9 years ago?
Because it's a
Just
similar
what the heck is
experiment?
this about controlling human beings? That's nuts. Did they really conduct an experiment like that?
Before long, Junpei realized he had spent quite some time deep in
I don't have
thought.
time to just stand here thinking. I need to get moving.
Yeah, we still got puzzles to solve. Junpei shook his head quickly to clear it and returned to his investigation. Oh my god. Junpei shook his head quickly to clear it and returned to his investigation, thoughts swirling in his mind. Alright, that distracted me. I don't remember what I was doing now. Does that mean I should check under, like, all the beds now? What have I done here? Water from the faucet's probably been shut off on purpose. This bed looked even sadder without a pillow. So, it's still a terrible bed. I'd never sleep on a bed like that. Why are you not looking under the bed? It's making me sad. The sink is filled with water. I don't remember seeing anywhere to put a picture of a moon. Half-used toilet paper. Well, it's old and it's kind of grossing me out, but there's nothing suspicious about it. Okay. I already tried combining this with stuff, right? I believe I did. Sink, but there's no light shining on it. Oh, I can click the light. What's the deal with the lighting here? It's just this one beam of light. The rest of the place is too dark. I can't see anything. There's no way we can explore the rest of the room. Is this it? It's very light in the center of the room. Oh yeah! I can probably use this mirror to reflect the light. Now I just gotta figure out where to reflect the light. Maybe if I go somewhere that's a little easier to shine the light on. When I shine the light on the mirror in the back. 4, 7. Is that a number? So if I shine the light on... So if I shine light on this mirror, then I get to see some numbers. I can see a 4 on the left and a 7 on the right. 4 and 7. So if I shine the light on the mirror in the back... Oh, I probably should have done it in, like, the order that it showed. What? Sun... Moon... I get it. If I shine the light on the mirror, the symbols appear. The left side has a sun and the right has a moon. I'm gonna remember this. What is it? 4 and 7, okay. Okay, it's nice to see the sink lit up, I guess, but all it shows me is a pipe. Nothing special. See the partition seems particularly pointless examining it. So really just those, that's it? Light's barely enough to see by. I feel like I'm gonna see a ghost here or something. Okay. I don't feel like I've seen anything. I didn't examine everything here though, did I? There's another door in the back. I wonder where it goes. I thought of that. And I tried to come up, and I tried a couple things, but yeah, same result. Guess 7 wasn't about to do anything. Oh well. What? Emergence. Probably means to emerge or escape from here. Do we need to do something with these tiles to open the door? Oh. The tiles we found and the tiles here are the same size. When I touched the tiles on the door, I felt something weird. Huh? I can move these tiles. Then that means... Oh, then that means... Maybe if you swap the tiles we got with the tiles on the wall, something will happen. I suppose now we just need to figure out what the strange designs on the tile means. At any rate, we should look for all of the tiles that are the same size. You're right. Let's meet back here after we've done a thorough search. I don't know what else to search, my man. I honestly do not. Symbols telling us yada 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 yada. But without a pillow on it, that's pretty much it. Cold, blah. Damn, no dice. Oh. Oh yeah, there's like things on the back of this one. Sounded like something falling. What was that? I heard it too. Let's open the drawer. It's gonna be a tile, right? Ta-da! It's the same kind of tile. Have you taken a close look at this tile, Junpei? I noticed that there are 3 red lines here that are actually on top of the other lines. The red lines? Yes. Yeah, it shows the 14. And we got a thing that says E equals, or 14 equals E. So I assume we need to like replace the E's, I guess. Towel, river, same design on the mirror. Mirror on the back of the drawer, which I did that already. So we got a tile from this room. That room. I feel like there's something that we'll need to do in that room. 1, 2, 3. There's 4 though. I assume we need at least 3. I guess that just counts as... 14 equals E in red. I think I saw 14 in red somewhere else. Was it on something I'm carrying around with me? Wow. Oops. Oops. Oh my god. Ugh. Clicking everything I don't mean to click. Sink, no light shining on it. I don't quite understand what I'm meant to do here. Oops. There's a mirror on the side of the drawer. I obviously think that it's in this drawer because they've all been in. I wonder if it's part of the puzzle. I don't understand what I'm supposed to be doing because I can't shine light on it or anything. I mean, it'd have to do with the numbers and the sun and moon, right? But I don't feel like they've given me anything. It has to be something that I've not clicked on, I guess. Wait, I'm confused. This one's the one that has... Oh, do I need to go to that other drawer? And put this drawer in there or something? Was it this one? I already took the drawer. Oh, well, Junpei, work with me. Already did this. Just like the sun symbol we saw in that dark room. Yeah, that's right. There was some kind of number hint there, too. Oh. Saying the sun is 4 and the moon is 7, maybe? Maybe? You think maybe the number was how many times? What? Go away. No, it's go. What? Can you all not? I wonder, was the sun we saw in the dark room indicating this place? Was it the number of times I need to flush? The only thing you can manipulate in this room is the string. Chances are they made this puzzle so someone wouldn't trigger it by accident. Guess I should keep pulling on this thing. Then, alright, here goes. Second pull. Third. Fourth. Did you just hear something? I did, but it doesn't look like anything's happened here. Huh, I wonder what that sound was. Okay. Didn't sound like I have any here. Okay, I shouldn't be poking around. So this is what the moon symbol was pointing to, huh? They probably made it so that someone wouldn't trigger it by accident, if that's the case. Second. Third. I'll pull this thing 7 times. Fifth. Sixth. Seventh. There's that sound again. It happens whenever I pull that string a couple times. Junpei, did you hear something from the other room? The other room? You mean from the dark room? It was probably the drawer unlocking. There was probably like 2 bolts or something. Keeping you from opening it. Ta-da! Ooh, there's 2 in here. So yeah, we just have to replace the E's. Well, this drawer opens easily enough. Ta-da! Ta-da! I don't think I need this. Okay. That should be it. Okay, well, it looks like we've investigated all the rooms. The only mystery left is that door. Alright, let's crack that mystery then. We've got 4 tiles. And there are a bunch of tiles that are the same size up on the wall here. So if we replace 4 of the tiles on the wall with the ones we've got, that should open the door. Well, there's only one way to find out. Dun-dun-dun. Dun-dun-dun. Easy peasy. Hey, did you just hear something unlock? Does that mean we got it right? Yes, it looks like we did it. The 14 hidden on the tile. If you convert that to the hexadecimal, it's an E. Basically, the E's in emergence are the 14s from the tiles. So if we replace it, it gives up the number. That gives up the number. Oh, why do I keep reading that as number? So if we replace it, that gives up the answer. Do you really care why it worked? Let's just get out of here. I care why it worked, Junpei. Yes, let's go. You found it. They passed through the open door and headed to the next room. There's just one thing I want to see again for a second. Oh my god, we're only there? What the heck else is gonna happen? Okay. They passed through the open door and headed to the next room. Junpei jogged down the short staircase and looked around. Oh god, there's multiple puzzles here? Is there gonna be like 3 other puzzles? Oh my goodness.
What the hell is this place?
The words had sprung unbidden to his lips, but it was clear why. Junpei shivered. Oh, it's a like execution chamber. Lotus and Seven reached the bottom of the stairs and stopped short, terrified.
Ugh, this room is really creepy.
I think we ought to get the hell out of here now.
He jogged up the stairs on the opposite side of the room and shook the door on the wall next to the catwalk. Gonna be locked. It didn't open and he muttered to himself.
Figures.
It's locked, isn't it?
Yep. Don't know why I thought this would be any different.
So, what is this room for, anyway?
Junpei looked around the room again.
Well, there's a chair in the center of the room.
Oh, looks uncomfortable to say the least. I'd rather not sit in it if I can avoid it.
Yeah, I don't think you'd want to sit in it. The back of it was covered with electrodes connected to a nest of wires.
Looks like it's placed over some kind of glass panel. Too dark to look through it, though.
Weird. Junpei turned to look at the right side of the room. There was a table covered with a piece of cloth.
This isn't dried blood on the tablecloth, is it?
Oh, is this like a torture chamber? Is that what this is? On top of the table were a number of metal instruments. Junpei didn't know what they were for, and he had a feeling he didn't want to find out.
Oh, what the hell is this? What are these tools for?
Some of these are just springs.
That's not something I even want to think about.
Junpei shook his head in an attempt to clear it, and tried to focus on something else.
No doubt about it. This room's dangerous. Let's make our search quick so we can solve the puzzle and get the hell out of here.
Okay.
Come on.
Okay, puzzle number 2, or puzzle number 50. I don't know what number we're on. Let's go. Yeah, Junpei doesn't show up anymore. Why doesn't his face show up whenever that animation happens? At least it's just... Oh, I was right. Torture room. At least it's just one room. What the heck? These levers have got to turn something on. Of course they would. All they can do is turn something on or off. What's important is what they turn on or off. Don't say the floor is gonna suddenly open up. Oh god. I feel like this one might be an intricate one because it's just a single room and there's a bunch of stuff. There are a bunch of buttons with letters A through F on them. Is it more hexadecimal? Wonder if they do anything. Down you go. So if I press it again, back you come. I guess these buttons switch something on or off when you push them. All the dials are pointing in different directions. Maybe something will happen if we turn them. Ha! Shoot. They're all rusted. I guess turning them doesn't really do anything. The needle on the gauge is at 0. Doesn't look like it's gonna move. There are a ton of knobs here. Doesn't seem like any of them do anything though. Do you think it's broken? Looks like the catwalk goes across about a half of the room. I think it's made like that so you can get around without standing on the floor. Okay. Nothing suspicious about the light. They're a little blurry from the dust, but that's about it. Well, I guess we can't force this one open, figures. If it was that easy, we wouldn't be having this tough of a time. Well, it isn't, so why don't we have our tough time of it and figure out a way to open the door? Chair. A really creepy chair. The manacles make me think it was used to torture people. Well, we can't open the manacles without a key. There's some weird symbol on them. What? Are you gonna tell me what it is? What kind of symbol? What? Why not just continue the conversation? Well, if I've got this right, I think it's the sun symbol. Okay. Manacles are locked in place. They've got the sun symbol engraved on them. There's something on the screen. This device will conduct the experiment. Once the experiment has been completed, the door will unlock. First, adjust the switches to match the blocks in the sample above. Huh? I don't know what this thing is, but we gotta figure out this puzzle. It's right next to a torture chair. Whatever it is, I don't think it's good. Anyway, we just adjust the switches to match the blocks up on top, right? You adjust the switches shown at the 4 corners of the screen. Then press the check button. What? You adjust the switches shown at the 4 corners of the screen and press it. Junpei, we don't know what this thing does. You can always come back to it later. There are lots of other things you could do. Okay. Anyway, yeah, I'll come back. Whenever you turn on one of these switches, more blocks show up on the screen. So I think you gotta figure out which buttons you have to press in order to get this screen to match up to the diagram. What diagram? Yeah, but it's hard to figure out what button does what. If you want to see how many blocks each switch adds, just turn on one switch. When all of them are off, there aren't any blocks, right? Then you can see how many each switch adds. Oh, yeah, I get it. Okay, I'll come back to that because I know there's a table over here. Actually, let me... What's wrong, Junpei? What are you doing on the floor? Well, I thought maybe if I got down here I could see through the glass. It's not working though. You don't think it's just a large sheet of glass they put into an indentation? I don't know, I mean, why would they do that? And the placement of the chair. You're not making sense, Junpei. What's your point? Well, I'm not sure, but don't you think there's something under the glass? Props. Maybe this glass is one way, like they have a police station, you know? Or maybe it's just covered with something that makes it opaque. Nah, it doesn't matter how close I get, I still can't see anything. Echoes when I knock on it, though. I wonder if it's hollow. Huh? There are a number of ominous-looking tools and instruments here. Let's see. We got an... what the heck? And a hammer? A pair of forceps. And these other things are too old and broken. I have no idea what they are. Hey, does this wrench look way too new to be here with the other stuff? Yes, it does. I didn't notice it before you mentioned it, but it's not rusty at all. Wrench. This wrench looks brand new. Considering where we found it, I have to wonder how it was used. Knock it off. I don't want to think about that. You've already seen plenty of things that are a lot more cool than that. You're unexpectedly sensitive. Come on, let's not talk about stuff that doesn't matter, okay? We need to find somewhere where we can use this thing. Okie doke. Nothing else? I don't think there's anything else. Thank you. Thank you for telling me. Set of rusty stairs that lead to the door we came through. What, you want to go back, Junpei? I wish solving this puzzle were that easy. When you look at it from here, the catwalk looks pretty high up. That makes the stairs pretty steep. We better be careful going up and down them. There are a bunch of pipes up near the ceiling. I don't think there's gonna be a puzzle up there. At least I hope not. We can't reach them. Lights. Of course, the entrance is locked. It's been like that in every room we've been in. What did you expect? There's no point to try and go back. Let's just think about going forward, alright? Okay. This cover's bolted on there pretty good. Should be able to get those bolts off with this wrench we just found, though. Oh my god, that would take some time. Sweet, it's open. The hole's too small. You can't see in, even with the cover off. Well, you can't see in, but I think there's enough room to stick your arm in. Are you sure you want to do that? There could be something dangerous in there. Okay, I admit, that scares me a little, but we need to see if there's anything useful in there. Do it, do it. Alright, here we go. Arm into the hole. Hey, I think I feel something. It's small, cold, and hard. Doesn't feel like there's anything else in here. Alright, let's see what this thing is. It's a key! A key with sun symbol on it. We should be able to open the other door with this. Yeah, but we gotta get out of this room before we can do that. And we're probably gonna need the sun key to do that. But none of the doors in this room have keyholes. I bet we gotta use it on something that's not a door. Yeah, like the thingy. The thingy, the chair, the thingy. This sun key should fit into the keyhole on the manacles. Alright, sun key, and you go. And yes. Great, they're open. I don't think we're gonna need the sun key again in here, though. It just seems unlikely. Alright, sun key, you've done your job. Into my pocket with you. Well, they're open. What are you gonna do now? Let's just look around some more. I got a feeling that something will happen. Right. We should try and figure out what the device over in the corner is for, at any rate. This? Or does she mean... Wait, what did... This? Dials are rusted. I don't think they're pointing to anything. Oh, I don't have any items. Needles at 0. Stuff. I can see some oil or something down there at the base of the lever. Yeah, feels like it's got some movement to it. I should be able to pull this one. Alright, let's pull the lever. Is that water? What the hell? What's going on? Will you calm down? It's just water going somewhere. It sounds like it's underneath us. That means the floor. Oh. Junpei, look. What's she? Oh, damn. I see through the glass now. Ah. Ed Buff. Wait, what the heck? Is that a shark? There are a couple of letters in the color of blood written on the shark's belly. It's dead. Looks like the letters are E, D, B, and F. E, D, B, F. I'll probably have to press the buttons for that one. Whatever these are for, has to be in this room somewhere. Okie. Do I need to hit this one? Red, yellow. You think the colors mean something? No idea. I mean, red looks more dangerous, but other than that, the bottom of this one looks like it's covered in rust. I don't think it'll move at all. Okay, what was it? E, D, 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 F. What? There's a strange noise coming from the chair. It looks like it's been turned on. I guess the puzzle there was that the power had to be sent in a specific way. I've unlocked the manacles. We should probably try and figure out what the thing over in the corner does. What? Bells are rusted. Okay, I think we've done everything on that. Adjust the switches to match the blocks on the top. What? Adjust the switches to match the blocks on top. And then press the check button. Alright. To match the blocks on top. Is there a hint somewhere? I mean, I know that says hint, but I don't want to actually press it. Oh, you can hit check. So wait, do I want it to be a mirror image or do I want it to match? Because that's two different things, right? Check. Error. Alright, I get it. Alright, what is this? What? Okay. I don't really understand. I guess I was trying to match it up to the hint that was given. Adjustment is completed. Now proceeding to execution phase. To complete the experiment, data must be collected from the subject. Once preparation is finished, place subject in chair. Whoa, I thought we finished. I thought we solved the puzzle already. Is one of us gonna have to die so the rest of us can move forward? Is that... What does it mean by preparation? I don't know. I've got a bad feeling about this. This means... Oh gosh, it is what I was thinking. I think this means one of us has got to sit in the chair. Well, 7's never gonna fit in that thing. It's either you or me, Junpei. Collecting data. I wonder if it's going to run electricity through the subject. There's a human head on the screen. Maybe it's gonna zap the brain with a little electricity? This really doesn't sound safe. Anyway, we've still gotta prepare. We can talk about this after we've figured out what it means by preparation, alright? Well, it wants us to prepare, so maybe we ought to ask it what we need to do? What? The restraining device is unlocked. Please seat the subject in the device. Oh, preparing was probably, to open the manacles or whatever. The message on the screen was disturbingly detached.
Well, like we thought, it's not going to work unless someone sits in it.
How ironic that this would be the situation in which this slim, beautiful body is useful.
Why?
Lotus, are you sure? I can sit in it and you can solve.
Junpei's right. If we screw it up...
7 couldn't bring himself to finish the thought. His eyes fell to the floor. Junpei followed them. Beneath them was the dead shark floating underneath the glass. Perhaps it had been killed by an electric shock.
I'll be fine. Even if I fall in, the shark is already dead.
But...
No one likes an indecisive man, Junpei. I can still give you advice from the chair too, you know.
I don't understand why she's volunteering.
I just don't want to stay in this room any longer than we have to. Go over to that screen and let's get this over with.
Okie doke. After her words had made it clear that Lotus would book no argument, she turned and walked towards the chair without hesitation. But she did not sit down. Despite what she had said, she did indeed feel hesitation. Her legs shook.
Look, do you think you could do me one last favor?
Don't say last.
You're making me nervous.
Just listen. If something happens to me, I want you to tell my daughters. Tell them that I loved them very much.
Why are you volunteering to sit in this chair if you got daughters at home?
No. Tell them that I will always love them.
Literally, Junpei volunteered.
Daughters?
You've got kids?
Yes, I do. I suppose they're about your age, Junpei. They're twins. I had them when I was young after... well, some things happened.
Dude, how old are you? I know everybody keeps saying you're old, but you don't look old, so it's really confusing.
Their names are Nona and...
Oh. Were her daughters in the first experiment?
Wait. Nona?
Junpei's words shot out before he even realized what he was saying. He remembered the story 7 had told him.
Aoi, Light, and Nona. Those were their names. Well, some of them. The kids that were in the experiment.
But what the hell? What's wrong with you?
Lotus took a step back from Junpei.
Oh.
7 looked just as shocked as Junpei. He blinked his eyes rapidly as if he weren't sure if he was completely awake.
No way, it couldn't. Lotus, is your last name Kashiwabara?
Lotus's eyes went wide.
How do you know that?
Are you serious? What the hell is this? There's no way you're that kid's mom.
That kid? Wait, what do you mean that kid? Why are you acting like you've met her?
Seven's brow furrowed.
I have.
What?
Yeah, I met one of your kids.
When?
9 years ago.
Where?
On this ship.
Why were you...
It's not a short story.
Look, I don't care how long it is. Tell me, please, what happened here?
Fine, I'll tell you.
Seven glanced at Junpei and then turned back to Lotus and began to speak. I mean, if she's... Her daughters are obviously fine now, right? So wouldn't they have been able to say something unless, like, their memories were wiped of what happened? It was the same story Junpei had heard only minutes before, every detail.
But... And then... From there, it...
Why would you... Why even include this?
That's all I remember from 9 years ago.
At last, Seven finished. Lotus shook her head.
Oh my God. Everything I've been looking for the last 9 years. The person who had all the answers was right here.
Looking for?
Yes, that's right. 9 years ago, my daughters disappeared. Then 9 days later, they came back. They never told me what happened to them over those 9 days.
So they just didn't say
I
anything?
took them to the doctor, but I was told they hadn't been hurt in any way. Still, I was sure that they had been through something terrible. So I couldn't bring myself to force them to talk about it. If I did, then I'd force them to relive whatever horrors they'd been through. I didn't have any choice. I had to try and ignore it and move on.
Oh.
A few months passed. Gradually, they started to act like they always had, before they disappeared. They smiled and made jokes and did all the silly things kids do. It got harder and harder for me to ask them about what happened. How could I ask them to remember that? Eventually, I knew there was no way I could do it. But I'm still a mother. I couldn't simply forget that something terrible had happened to my children. So I decided I would investigate what happened on my own. I would find out what happened during those 9 missing days.
What did you find out?
Nothing. The police pretended to be concerned, but they didn't do anything. Once the 16 children who'd gone missing came back, things were just... Even the media didn't talk about what had happened. I figured someone was probably paying or threatening them to keep their mouths shut.
Cradle Pharmaceuticals. No, probably something even bigger than that.
Cradle Pharmaceuticals.
Have you heard of them before?
No. It's the first time I've ever heard that name. 7. How did you find out that Cradle Pharmaceuticals was connected to the kidnappings in the first place?
I figured finding out whatever the victims had in common would lead me to the culprit. That's what any good cop does.
What did they have in common?
Were they all using, like, prescription drugs from them?
Every single one of the kids who disappeared had gone to this one hospital at some point.
Yeah.
The hospital was one of a bunch that were under the control of Cradle Pharmaceuticals. After that, it was just about connecting the dots.
I didn't realize that hospitals could be under the control of a pharmaceutical company.
The hospital.
The hospital.
And for a while, I was trying to get some kind of information out of the kids at the hospital. One of them told a weird story.
What was it?
Have you heard about the Gansfeld experiment? I guess all these kids had to go through it while they were at the hospital.
So many experiments.
I think it was passed off as some sort of counseling.
What did you call it again?
Oh, the Gansfeld experiment. This is how it's set up. First, subjects Q and A are put into separate rooms, far away from one another. Then a series of video images are shown to subject Q. who was told to send the images to Subject A by thinking about them.
Gosh, more of this. Okay.
Subject A, on the other hand, is put in a large reclining chair and given a blindfold. With their senses cut off, A is asked to guess what images Q is looking at.
How would you how would a hospital pass this off as like an actual thing? Okay.
Oh, yes, I've heard of that. It's a famous telepathy experiment, isn't it?
Telepathy. That's how the experiment on this ship was supposed to work.
The experiment to control people, right?
Yeah. I don't know if any of the telepathy stuff really exists, but maybe someone from Cradle Pharmaceuticals bought into it.
Lotus grunted. Semina had been thinking hard for the last several minutes and finally spoke.
Even if that is the case, I still don't get how that has anything to do with any of this. The notary game, Zero, why we were kidnapped. What does any of that have to do with telepathy? I know I brought all this up, but I have no idea. Maybe none of this stuff is connected after all.
It's been brought up so many times that it has to be connected. I don't really know yet either. Then, in that moment of silence... What?
No subject has been detected. Unless a subject is detected within 60 seconds, all power will be shut down.
Why? Why is there a time limit?
System recovery is estimated to take 1 hour. If you wish to proceed with the experiment, please seat subject in the restraining device.
Is it because there's power
Whoa.
going into it?
That doesn't sound good.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going.
Oh, no, that's not what we...
Just hurry up and get it over with. Junpei, I'm counting on you.
Why would you not let Junpei sit in the chair? I don't understand that at all. Lotus sat down on the chair. Junpei looked at her one last time, then made his way to the monitor.
Lotus, please, tell me right away if you feel anything weird.
You worry too much. Now get on with it and be a man, or June's gonna leave you.
I mean, I suppose if there is any pain involved, women have a higher tolerance for pain than men. Lotus was putting on the best act she could manage, but her legs were shaking so much that if she hadn't been sitting, she likely would have fallen down.
Lotus.
Failure was not acceptable.
Okay, let's do this.
Junpei took one last deep breath and stared at the monitor. What? Oh god, what? Huh? Wait, I don't understand what I'm doing. Huh? Oh, I see. What? Okay, so I want 3 down 1. Okay, so it could be 2 and 2. 1 and 1. 2 and 1, or 1 and 2? What? Oh god, is there a specific order or something? I don't feel like I was given any... huh? I don't understand. Calm down, Junpei. Just look at it carefully, alright? First off, the number of blocks ain't gonna change. All that's gonna change is the shape. It's just like the first game. You gotta match your pointy blocks to the top, to the ones up top. Do you know how to figure out how many blocks change with each switch? Yeah, turn everything off, then just do one switch at a time, right? Close enough. Just gotta pay attention to how many blocks change. So it's the number of blocks, not... Alright, Junpei, looks like you gotta match the number of pointed blocks. You can rotate it to the left and right, but the switches work a little different. Just focus on how many blocks are changed when you press the switch. Oh, could I still, like, flip it more? Oh, I suppose I could. Oh god, what? Ugh, this is just annoying. I don't like this at all. Hello? I don't like that there's no hints at all, except for like this, but that's not much of a... Okay. Oh, okay. Alright, okay. I felt like I didn't solve anything there. I just clicked things. The experiment has concluded. The door will now unlock. I can hear the door unlocking, and now we've got a new message. Release subject from restraining device. Lotus, are you alright? Yes, I am. I'm glad nothing bad happened, but I do think my life just got a little shorter. Hold on, I'll get you out right away. Shouldn't take long for Seven and me to get her out of here. Let's get out of here now. Being a guinea pig is not for me. Damn straight. I don't ever want to see this thing again. Okay. You found it.
The hallway goes to the left.
I want to see where we are. Okay, we're almost there. I'll keep going.
Yeah, but I don't see any doors.
Yes, we just need to keep going.
Right. Let's go.
It turned left twice before they saw the elevator.
An elevator.
Just what we need. Let's take this to C-Deck.
In silence, they jogged up to it. Do we have the thing for it? Oh, okay. The elevator motor ground away before long, they found themselves once again on C-Deck. The door opened and they stepped off.
Huh?
They'd expected to find 4 other people waiting for them. Is this where we were sent off in the first place, though? Weren't they, like, down there? There were none.
No one's here.
Where did they go?
I have no idea.
Lotus shrugged. Something in the pit of Junpei's stomach stirred. He tried to forget the feeling and took off down the hallway before him.
Junpei!
We should follow him.
Seven and Lotus followed at a run. I don't really understand why they were expecting people to be there. I'm pretty sure that's not where we left people off. Unless that's always, like, kind of where you end up. But no. They ran and ran and ran and ran and ran and ran, and the hallway seemed endless.
I know where we need to go. The door behind the central staircase.
What?
There was a sun symbol on the keyhole of that door.
Why do we need to go
And
there?
I happen to have the sun key in my pocket right now.
This should open that door.
Okay, are we looking for people or are we going through a door? That was why they ran for the central staircase, because the other people wouldn't be through that door, because we have the key, right? They had run for quite some time when they arrived at the door that ended the hallway. Junpei stopped.
All right, time to open this.
He laid his hand on the doorknob, breathing heavy. Seven laid a hand on his arm.
Hold on a sec there.
Huh?
We don't have the key for this one yet, right?
What? Oh. There's the Jupiter symbol engraved over the keyhole.
That's...
Oh, it's the Jupiter symbol.
Seven was right. They had no Jupiter key. Right. That's probably the one that we got from the number 6 door that we didn't go through
we
yet.
can't open this door.
It's confusing to remember what I've done and what I haven't done in this specific, like, timeline or whatever.
Unfortunately, no, we can't.
Jeez, the sun door's gotta be just on the other side of this, you know?
Oh, have we not... Oh, goodness. Have we not found the sun door yet? I thought we had.
We can't just stop.
Frustrated, he twisted the doorknob. Oh, it's just gonna open. Did the other people go through the other door?
Hey, it opened.
What?
And the others must have found the Jupiter key.
I don't understand. Okay. Everybody here is very bad at communicating with each other as to, like, what they're gonna be doing. So I guess the others went off and, like, did their own thing, but they could have left a note or something. Like,
Well,
what?
what are we waiting for?
As he spoke, he shoved the door the rest of the way open. They rushed through and stopped cold.
What?
The terrible scene before them made their blood run cold. What? 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 3 people lay dead on the floor, covered in blood. What? Wait, who did we leave behind? Who was there? Did June do this? Hello?
Why?
Junpei felt a cold sweat trickle down his spine. He couldn't breathe. His legs shook. His body felt cold. Deathly cold. Is this whole thing gonna be like every single ending is like a different person is heckin' Zero? Like, what's going on? But his blood was boiling hot. He could feel his mind begin to fade. What happened? Were they shot? Like, I don't see wounds. I only see the blood on the ground. He couldn't think. He couldn't concentrate. His mind was blank.
What the hell?
Oh, I was about to read that. Seven's voice was weak and broken. Hold on a second. Let me do... who are we? We're 7 and 5, 12. Plus 8 is 20. Plus... Who else is left? 6? No, that doesn't make sense. Never mind. Seven's voice was weak and broken. He edged toward the bodies, his movements stiff.
Clover.
He bent down over Clover and pressed his finger to her wrist.
Nothing. She's dead.
How'd she die? Suddenly, Lotus moved. Before he understood what was happening, her hand was in Junpei's vest pocket. What?
Hey, what are you doing?
He leapt back. Lotus looked up at him, terrified.
The key! Give me the sun key!
Why?
Why?
Why do you think? We have to get out of here before the murderer comes back!
Oh, okay.
The murderer?
The murderer. The murderer. Once again, Junpei looked at the dead bodies.
Santa,
Are you concerned that your girlfriend is not here?
Clover, and Ace. 3 people, 3 dead bodies. That means that the person who had killed them was...
Actually, yeah, if they went through the number 6... Wait, no, hold on. Where the heck was the gun found? I don't remember. Or you're assuming it's June too? Okay, yeah.
No, it can't be true.
Give it to me!
Before Junpei could react, Lotus dove back into his pocket and came out with the key.
Let's go!
Without waiting for Seven or Junpei, she ran straight for the central staircase. They followed. How did they die? Is nobody looking? Ugh. Junpei shut his eyes and swallowed his emotions. Morning would have to wait. Soon they stood in front of the door.
Open!
Lotus shoved the sun key into the keyhole and twisted it hard. But...
Why?
Huh?
What happened?
Nothing. Nothing happened. I didn't feel it unlock.
Oh no. Is it the wrong key?
Is it open already?
I don't know. Maybe.
Lotus sighed, defeated, and leaned back against the doorknob. She felt it twist. Yeah. How did somebody get through there? Oh, a small gap appeared between the door and the door
It's
frame?
open.
What the hell is this?
Wait, you mean the door was already unlocked?
Why?
How would I know that? Whatever, let's just go.
Lotus took a deep breath and slowly opened the door the rest of the way. They stepped inside. In front of them was another hallway. It stretched out towards the bow of the ship. They began to run. Faster and faster they ran, trying desperately to reach the end of the hallway. A few seconds later, they were there. In front of them stood a massive metal door. Wait, did we go through this door last time? I honestly don't remember which path we took to end up at, like, the number 9 door or whatever. They were all breathing heavily as Junpei spoke.
What the hell is this door? I can't see anything that looks like a doorknob or switch or lever or card reader or anything. How the fuck are we supposed to open this?
Also, how are you supposed to get out? Your number doesn't equal 9 anymore, right? Right? Did I get that right? Okay, there's us, who is 5, and 7, who is 12. And then Lotus, who brings us up to 20. If June is somewhere around, we're at 26, which would make us, what, 8? We can't get out.
We don't have a choice. We're gonna have to go back.
No, I'm not going back there. There is a murderer back there.
There was more stark terror in Lotus's voice than authority. She was almost
But
begging.
I don't see any other doors.
As he spoke, Seven stepped toward the door in front of them, as if to illustrate that it was the only door. What?
No way.
It opened by itself.
What?
It's an automatic door?
Nobody thought to approach the door.
Look, guys, I've got a really bad feeling about all this. The other doors were already unlocked, and this one's automatic. We haven't seen anything like this before.
Bad feeling.
How could their situation possibly get... Well, you asking that question, you'll get an answer, my dude. It's... 3 people were already dead. I mean, the situation can get worse. Everybody can be dead.
We've hit bottom. This can't get any worse.
Oh my god. Junpei. Ugh, you're just calling for the universe to come for you.
Shit!
Hey, Junpei!
He stepped through the door.
I can't take this anymore. No one can.
And whatever hope Junpei had managed to summon disappeared.
No. It's a lie. It's gotta be. This can't be real. No. It's impossible. If it's a dream, just wake up already. Someone please tell me it's all just a joke. I'm imagining things. Yep, that's it. This is all obviously a lie. It's a big, elaborate trick. An illusion or something. Or a dream. It's made up.
It wasn't real, right? June. No. No, the code names meant nothing now.
Ah! Ah!
Connie?
Connie!
Oh, yeah, okay, she's dead too. I see. Okay. Well, you asked how it could get worse. There you go, Junpei. Junpei cried out and leapt through the door. He flew to her side, his heart like a stone in his chest.
Connie, hang on!
Have you checked how they've died? Can you, please, just for me? Junpei swept her up and shook her by the shoulder. Oh, shoot, are you alive? Of course. She moaned and her eyes flutter open, but only barely. Who killed you? Tell me.
Jumpy?
What happened? Her face was pale and her lips were dry and cracked. Her eyes were blank and cloudy. They stared straight at Junpei but saw nothing. Junpei put his hand against the small of her back to hold her up. It felt warm and wet. He lifted his hand up. It was covered in blood.
Oh man. Connie, there's so much blood. What the hell happened to you? How did this happen?
It was all he could do not to break into tears.
I'm sorry.
Her voice was thin, a minuscule thread that was the only thing keeping her with him.
I might not make it.
Okay, can you tell us what happened though?
No way I am going to let you die. I am gonna save you, I promise.
Yeah, don't worry. I'll go back to a different timeline and I'll save you. It's gonna be fine, but tell me what happened.
Thank you, Jumpy. Thank you so much for everything. I was really happy to see you again, Jumpy. Really happy.
Oh, don't give me that I was crap. You're gonna see me again lots more times.
Yeah, possibly. At least, what, 3 more times? I think I have 3 more things, 3 more paths.
You just gotta hang on, alright, Connie? You... Ow, what can I do? Damn it!
Please tell me what happened! No! The only one who wasn't there is Snake. Did Snake do it? What? He looked up from Connie, desperate for something, anything. A submarine. What the?
What's that?
Then he saw it. A small submarine.
A submarine? Wait, what on earth is a submarine doing here?
Is that the way out? No, that didn't matter. Nothing mattered except saving Connie. That was the only thing he wanted.
That's it!
Junpei turned his head back to look down at her.
Hang on, alright? There's a submarine over there. I'm gonna go see if it works.
No! Don't go! Please!
You have
don't go.
You have 2 other people with you. Someone can stay and apply pressure, which Junpei isn't doing. Apply pressure to her wound, and the other 2 can go look at the submarine.
Please, just stay with me, okay?
Oh my god, oh my god.
I want to be close to you, Jumpy.
Okay, but then... Lotus and Seven can go look at the submarine. Where are they? What are they doing right now?
Jumpy, did you know?
No, probably not.
You meant a lot to me when we were kids.
Okay, no, I did know that.
I've liked you for a long time, Junpei.
And that was obvious.
A really long time.
Junpei's vision had gone blurry. It took him a moment to realize his eyes were filled with tears. He could feel a piercing point of heat deep in his heart, like a white hot
Junpei,
flame.
Do you remember we hung out a lot when we were kids?
Yes, we've talked about it. This is beautiful and sad, but I really wish we could talk about what happened here instead of this. Your time is precious right now, and you should be giving us information.
We went to the pool and to the fair.
Yep.
Do you remember playing snowball at the school?
I totally do.
They're all memories I'll never forget. All of those moments are treasures to me. But I also wanted to go to a lot of other places with you. But that won't happen now.
Yep, so we shouldn't talk about it. Tell me what happened, please!
I mean, yes. Yes, it will happen. We'll go all sorts of places, Connie. You hear me? I promise. We'll go wherever you want.
Really?
Yeah, really. Nice.
That makes me happy. Really happy.
She said it to herself over and over, a weak smile creasing her tired face.
I feel sleepy.
So tell me what happened! Oh my god!
Thank you, Junpei.
Oh my god! This is the worst ending! Her eyes were slowly closing. Junpei screamed even as he felt his throat go hoarse.
Connie! Connie!
Oh my god. Hello. Time passed. Junpei wept, curled around Connie's body. He cried and cried until he had no tears left. When the last tear fell, Junpei was no more. His body remained, but only as an empty shell. Somewhere he heard a bell ring. It was the clock at the central staircase. Where are Seven and Lotus right now? It rang 5 times, then faded. Quietly, gently, softly, he set Connie down on the floor. Slowly, Junpei stood. Only then did he realize that Seven and Lotus had not followed him. Where the heck did they go? Where had they gone? Slowly, he looked around the room. There was nothing. No sign that they'd ever been there. It felt as though every part of Junpei's body was made of lead. Slowly, he made his way to the door he'd come through. As he approached it, it opened, sliding apart with a sound like a grinding stone. Junpei passed through the gate and into the hallway. What? Alright. His heart rattled in his chest, an empty, lifeless thing. I mean, I knew that this would be like the bad end, because it didn't go as far as the other ends, but, you know, I expected something maybe different, maybe like a little. Also, we didn't hear this happen? Is that door soundproof? It had been so utterly broken that there was nothing left to feel. When he saw their bodies, he simply stared. It was a lake, a sea of blood. 2 bodies lay in it. There was no need to check. There was no breath left in them. His eyes lit on Lotus's wrist. Her bracelet, it was gone. Wow. Is someone going around killing people, taking their bracelets to go through the door? He stared. It meant nothing to him. He didn't care anymore. Because that means he doesn't... I don't know. He didn't care anymore. He couldn't care anymore. Junpei's body felt numb. A part of him knew the lump of lead in his chest had once been a heart. He couldn't quite remember what it had been for. Tears poured from his eyes in great streams. He wasn't sure why. He gave up, trying to make them stop. He turned around, the door opened again, and slowly, numbly, he walked through. He kept walking. Why stop? An object set in motion. Simple inertia carried him forward. Eventually, he found himself in front of the submarine. His arm reached for the hatch. And he died. Who killed us? And then he was floating in the water. His eyes stared down into it. He couldn't see the bottom. Who that? His back was hot. Dimly he felt a... What? Dimly he felt the blade of a knife in it. Okay, it was a knife. Who... One dead body lay behind door number 5. The body of the 9th man. Another lay in the shower room. The body of Snake. But it wasn't the body of Snake, so is it Snake? Did Snake go around and kill everybody? At the central staircase, there were 3 more. Did Snake kill his sister? Like, what? Ace, Santa, and Clover. Just outside the door were 2 corpses. Of 7 and Lotus. And in this very room lay the body that had once been Connie. And now Junpei would join them. Who then had killed them all? Who? The only person it could be is Snake, right? Am I wrong? Faintly, he felt the bubbles creep up the side of his face. His consciousness faded quickly, dissolving away into the cold, gentle lapping of the water. Is it gonna say who? Oh. What? These are just like legit credits. What's going on? Is the bad end the true end? Dude, I have no idea what the heck just happened. What? Can I click to skip? No, I guess we're just here. I guess we're here just with our thoughts and our whatever the heck that was. Dude, I don't know. The only person that it could have been, just by process of elimination, if it was one of us, is Snake. Right? Like that. Unless I'm missing something from another timeline that I haven't done yet. But... Because, I mean, the only other option would be, like, somebody else was there, which... If they're saying, like, Zero isn't one of us, and Zero's actually somebody random just in the boat. But then what would be the point in going around and killing everybody? I mean, the person that it makes the most sense to be would be Snake. And then he went around and took everybody's bracelets. But it doesn't make... that doesn't... I'm missing something here. There's definitely something missing here, so... I'm gonna have to get all the other information. The end. Or is it? Oh my god, every time I hear that, like, it sounds like a car horn honking, and I think it's in real life. We all die by a yellow submarine. I just got an achievement. Would you like to save the info you obtained during this playthrough? Yep. Sure would. Okay, I see. It'll give us all the different endings, I guess. Save complete, access the blah. Alright, I guess we'll be back and... what the heck is this? What do we do to get back on that path there? Alright, well. Okay. I guess. Yeah, I already said my thoughts on what that ending had to be. So, we'll see next time. Maybe there'll be a happier ending. Hopefully. We'll see.